So I want to give a bit of a heads up at the top of this video. I just today have upgraded my computer. Many of the parts, almost all the parts in this computer, I've upgraded it, including the main hard drive. The reason this is relevant to you, I'm not just bragging, this is relevant to you, because in this video, this is the first video I'm recording having upgraded my computer, and not everything is like properly back to normal on my computer. Like I still have stuff that I have to reset up and stuff. So essentially, firstly, I don't have a second monitor, which I normally use to check the recording as I'm recording it. So if I'm ever like out of frame in this video, that's why. And secondly, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, like if there's settings that I've still got wrong on this thing and things look or sound different or feel different, then maybe I just haven't gotten around to doing that yet or haven't figured it out. So I apologize if there's something that goes wrong in this video, but hopefully it's all good and you won't even notice a difference and I shouldn't have mentioned it. So today we are doing Mushoku Tensei, and this is the season finale. This is season 2 episode 12. And this is a mid-season finale, I guess, technically, because this is part 1 of the season. Part 2, I think, is coming out in probably like 6 months or something. Like it's maybe not quite that long, maybe like 4 months, 5 months, but it's next year sometime, I think. So so yeah, we have to wait for the next half of the season. I kind of thought it would be like a little sooner than that, but oh well, you know, like I guess this is how they're doing things, and maybe the next part of the season is going to have a lot of stuff going on, because I enjoyed these episodes so far. I've actually really enjoyed them, surprisingly, but like obviously there hasn't been much action happening, and you know, it hasn't been incredibly intense. Like I would say season 1 had a lot of like pretty intense moments and action scenes and stuff, and in season 2 so far we haven't really. It's been exposition the entire time so far, pretty much. Not to say there's been no action, but it's very few, which is fine with me, but I think, you know, we're building up to stuff and we might be getting any of that stuff next year in season 2 part 2, or maybe maybe it'll be in season 3 they get back to the action. I don't know, but anyway, we're just gonna jump into this episode. So if you can, I'm a small channel, so if you can support me, that would be great. Any likes, comments, and subscriptions all help me out. And if you want to watch the full-length reaction, that is on my Patreon account in the description below, as well as early access for certain shows, exclusive videos. There's a lot of great stuff, so go check that out. Okay, let's jump into this. This is season 2 episode 12, the mid-season finale. Here we go. Okay, we're picking up immediately after that scene. Yeah, that's really at the root of it. And Fitz was reliable, and yeah. Oh, holy shit. Now that's a successful confession. God damn, wow. This show has romantic progress with Eris and now with Sylphie. Like, not many shows do that. Oh, it's gonna be progress, I guess. Is he able to? No? Still no? Aww. Still not quite. Not cured yet. Not cured. Oh. I don't think Sylphie cares. Oh. You can't even go hi. Oh, I'm glad they can open up to each other. She's so sweet. You did a great job, Sylphie. Oh, this is so wholesome. I'm actually scared of having a turning point now. Oh, they're so cute. Oh my god. Fair enough. It's yeah, when you get the pressure of the actual situation, that's when it's gonna turn off. I genuinely wonder if there would be a magic spell in this universe that could fix erectile dysfunction. Have some faith in my girl, Ariel. Oh my god, hey! Don't throw him under the bus for ED. Yeah. Oh, okay. I kind of respect you, Luke. Luke, you're kind of a bro. You did. Oh, I'm glad you're apologizing for it, Ariel. Because it was kind of the wrong thing to say. Hmm? Honestly, alcohol might help a bit. Well, now you're just talking about how to turn him on, which isn't necessarily the cure. I mean, yeah, kinda. Oh my god, Luke. I see how Luke's a grey rat now. I get it. There we go. That's what we needed. He's actually awesome. Luke in half an episode has gone to a high tier character. You're all ready. Oh my god. So the mid-season, this whole half season was building up to him being able to hold a boner. I guess we knew that. So forward. Oh, he's making one of her. So she's not even telling him it's an aphrodisiac? I do vaguely remember that. You know what? Maybe it's good she doesn't tell him there's an aphrodisiac. Because then he thinks it's just all him, which brings his confidence back. Maybe. Oh, never mind. I thought... Okay. You know what? I thought the drink already had the aphrodisiac in it. Ignore everything I said for the past 5 minutes. Oh my god, chugging it. Oh, it is working right away.
大丈夫か？
ちょっと緊張しちゃって。
Oh yeah, it's kicking in for her. If she's just watching the way he eats, then yeah. No more drinks. Time to go to the bed. I think that means, at least for the night, at least for tonight, I think he's probably cured. Good. Perfect. I didn't need to see any more than that. I'm glad. I'm glad they stopped it right there. We've seen enough this episode. She's gone, but that's fair enough. She has work and shit. But I think you did it, my man. What's the look? Blood? Oh. That kind of blood. I thought maybe someone was injured, but no, I see what's going on here. Did she get the day off work or something? Oh. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh. Gosh. This show did a good job at making me forget about Eris. Hey, he wants to go again in the morning. That'd be a good sign. He is. He's cured. Oh, he was honestly so stressed about it for so long. Probably to thank you, I'd assume. Aw, that's good. Oh, fair enough, my beloved. Good question. Holy shit. I love the way they're animating her right now. There you go. That's a yes. They're doing it so formally. Oh. This is legit, man. No more need for the visor. Fitz is dead. Long live Sylphie. Amazing. Well, that was great. That was great. I loved that episode. That was, I mean, if you're gonna have a great end to the ED arc, then that is a great one to do, because wow. I think there's a lot to say, but I'm not quite sure. It is really nice that we have reached the point of there being another romance in this show, and the romance feels so natural to me, and feels like the way they built it up this season is really great, because they got to know each other platonically, or at least Rudy got to know Sylphie's personality, at least through Fitz, very naturally throughout the season, so that they got sort of more on equal footing, I think, because I do think when at the start of the episode he talks about how he didn't realize it was Sylphie because Sylphie and Fitz were so different from what he remembered of Sylphie, you know? He remembered Sylphie as kind of this like crybaby girl who like I'm pretty sure he didn't mean that in a bad way, but he means like a very emotional, girl who was like his apprentice, and he had to take care of her and stuff like that. And I think because of that, Sylphie, in his mind, possibly would have been on like a lower status, not consciously, but it would have always thought of her as, you know, the little crybaby apprentice girl. But through Fitz, it's like Fitz was like, seemed like higher status than him. So he brought himself up to Fitz's level. But actually what was happening was they were just like equaling out their positions to each other. So that when we had all of this stuff happening, it's like now they're at a place where they know each other really intimately, without any of the like the preconceived notions that they had beforehand. So it's really nice, and I like that wasn't the instant cure to his ED, because look, I'm not going to speak from experience. I don't have enough experience to speak on ED, but I can speak of is I do have, and this is here you go, here's something personal. I have like there's a technical term for it, but I don't remember what it is, but it's colloquially known as shy bladder syndrome, which is like going to the urinal. I suck at doing that, just because like there's something, it's purely psychological, just something about the pressure of having to pee in front of other people, or just having to pee at certain times when I know I have to. I can't do it. I really can't. And so recently I was doing like a medical screening for something that I was signing up for, and part of that was a urine test, and I held up the process. I held up the medical screening by like an hour and a half because of my shy bladder syndrome, and it sucked. It really sucked. And the reason I'm comparing it to this is because I think psychological, like these things are both like psychological things, and the thing is, like, you can know it's psychological, and you can know, like, if I just convince myself that I can do it, I'll do it. And you know that intellectually, you know, but then you're sitting there or lying there in Rudy's case, I guess, and you can't do it. You just can't, you know. And you want to know how I fixed it and finally was able to hand in a urine sample to these people is after an hour and a half, the thing that I was thinking to myself at that point was, I have embarrassed myself the most amount that I possibly can at this point. Like, an hour and a half, at this point, they've given up on me. Everyone in there that's waiting on this test, they've given up on me. They already think I'm a loser, which I think isn't true, right? But that's what that's going through my head. Like, they already think I'm a loser. They already like have gone like, oh my god, this guy is taking forever, you know. So at this point, there's no, like, they're not even expecting me to come out anytime soon. And so because of that, the pressure was kind of taken off, ironically enough. And I could do it. And that's the thing. It's like this weird psychological thing. And so, like, in this situation, Rudy takes the aphrodisiac. He at least knows in his heart now he can do it. And he can do it with this person. So that might be all it takes for him to actually have gotten through it and be in the right place to do it. So, man, I have to use some boring language to make this not a super crude conversation. So yeah, I thought it would be like, it's kind of a good point in comparison. It's also very similar to like in Better Call Saul. I don't know if many people have seen Better Call Saul, but the character of Chuck has an allergy to electricity, but it's purely a psychological condition, but he is convinced himself that it is a physical condition, and that's how crazy the brain is, you know. You convince yourself of something enough, like it will affect you. And then even when someone says like it's purely psychological, you know, you're not actually allergic to electricity, it's still, you still can't help it. Like you're near electricity and you feel it. You swear you can feel it, and you actually feel pain and discomfort and stuff. That's the whole thing about the brain. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. By the way, Luke is a bro. Luke in this episode was awesome. Great job, Luke. He really turned it around. I mean, I think he was very consistent throughout the thing. And you know what? It makes sense to me now, like why he was so sort of cold with Rudy and stuff, because he thought Rudy wasn't being a real man and wasn't you know, if you're interested in Rudy, if you're interested in Sylphie, fucking go for Sylphie. What are you doing? Like all that sort of stuff. But now he like sees as a dude to another dude, it's like, hey, no, this dude's having problems down below. And Luke's like, I say no more. I get it. I'm right behind him. I got a perfect thing for him. I'm going out the back. I'm gonna go grab it. Like, it's amazing that he just like, he stood up for his bro right there. And like, you know what? I think it's good that Ariel had the kind of, I would say, harsh and kind of rude reaction to it, which is like, she kind of laughed at Rudy. Rudy wasn't there, but she kind of laughed at Rudy and was like, what kind of man can't, you know, get it up when it's important or whatever, which is an inappropriate reaction to have, right? Because it's not Rudy's fault, and it has nothing to do with how much of a man you are. But I think it's good that they put that in the episode, because I mean, it kind of leans a bit into maybe Ariel's naivety with that whole situation, and also it allowed Luke to sort of go like, hang on, let's take a step back. And then Ariel apologized for it twice. Like she seemed to understand that what she said, like her immediate reaction wasn't appropriate. And I'm glad she did, and I'm glad they addressed that in the episode, because that would be some people's reaction to that. I mean, I don't know if it would be like a lot of women would have that immediate like reaction in their head, just because they don't sort of know how the male body works from our perspective, you know. When I think a lot of dudes would understand, like, hey, sometimes it doesn't do what you want it to do, you know. So but you know, I'm sure there are also a whole lot of dudes out there that's like, bro, who cares, just get it up. Yeah, so I don't know. But I loved Luke in this episode, that he stepped forward and said the right things he needed to say. It's gotten to the point where they've made this such a happy and amazing and comforting circumstance. So much of the season, I've been like, man, I'm excited for whenever we get a turning point episode, you know? Like, I've been saying that over and over and over. Like, the turning points is so much fun in this show. I'm excited for the turning points. Oh, I can't wait for a turning point. I wonder when there's going to be a turning point. At this point, I don't want a turning point. Like, now that they've given me all this amazing stuff, a turning point is scary. I'm terrified of the prospect of a turning point around the corner. Because if a turning point happens, we might lose all this amazing stuff that we just gained in this episode, you know? But yeah, anyway, great episode. Really, really great episode. And honestly, great season. I think, I'm sure there's going to be like mixed opinions on the season. The people who like really like the action parts of this show are going to be really disappointed by this season, I think, or this half of the season. Or even those who don't even necessarily love the action, but just don't maybe like the setting of this, or don't like romance, or kind of find the whole idea of an ED based arc to be I don't know, juvenile or boring or whatever. I don't know what people's opinions on it would be, but I have a feeling it would be a kind of split season. But I think that they did this really well. If this was the full season, like all the ED stuff was the full 24 episodes, maybe that would be a bit too much. But for 12 episodes, I think that's a decent amount of time to do that. And it makes us feel the effect of losing Eris, and also of moving through it, to the point where in this episode, I'm like, wow, I don't feel pain thinking about Eris anymore, which I hope is the same way that Rudy's starting to feel, you know? So, yeah, that was really, really great. I'm impressed with the way the show is written. I'm very impressed. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me for Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Episode 12. Please subscribe to this channel because this is the last of the Mushoku Tensei videos that I'll be doing until hopefully I'm still doing this channel by the time part 2 comes out. So subscribe to the channel for when those come out, and also for all the other stuff on this channel. I got a lot of stuff and I will continue to do a lot of stuff, and the best way to find out if there's stuff that you want to see is to subscribe. In the description is my Patreon account where there's full-length early access and exclusive videos, so go check that out as well. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.